$95. Girl, bye. I can't do
Yeah.
it no more. I'm like, sorry. Break me up.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for tuning in
Hey, everybody.
again. What is this? Episode 22?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Is
we
it?
22
Yeah.
in.
22 in.
Episode 22.
22 weeks. We're at 22 in.
Wow, it don't even seem like that.
It don't.
It's going by fast.
It is.
It is
But
going
I'm
by fast.
enjoying it. Y'all enjoying it.
I am.
I
We're going to
love
be at a
it.
year in a minute.
Uh-oh.
I'm a cry.
Oh, no.
We're going to turn up.
Yeah,
We're gonna have a nice celebration.
We're gonna have a little celebration.
Yes. But for tonight, Miss Jen is leading us.
Ooh.
Come on, Jen.
Well,
And we missing somebody,
yeah, we missing Maya, y'all. She at home sick.
which means we should not be yelling at each other because it be her.
Look at you. Look.
It be
look.
her. She be yelling
Maya,
at us, arguing.
It's you.
It's her.
It's you. It's you. I don't know.
And if she
But-
ain't viewing and click like and subscribe, and she ain't no real fan of us neither. Is that
That's
Jen?
right. 'Cause I'm
Right.
about to
Ooh.
text her in a minute.
Is she
Look,
here?
I'm about to text her.
I don't
Okay.
know if she on here. But so we've been doing the little relationship thing for a long time, right, y'all? What
Yep.
y'all say? We've been doing the
We have.
relationship thing for a long
I
time.
mean, we go off and off sometimes.
mean,
but
yeah, we
it all
do.
comes back to it, don't it? Sometimes
It do everything because I guess everything leads back to
Some type of relationship
some
with,
type
even
of
if it's not
relationship.
with a partner. Yeah.
Mhm.
But with this topic today, I think anxiety and depression, I think that's all self. Like that's
yourself, yeah.
that's all self, nothing to do with nobody else. That's all processing your own feelings, learning yourself, and get to knowing yourself. So a part of my research, because Maya had somebody doing all this research, and then she gonna skip out on me today. But,
Full cramp.
but I'm gonna let her slide.
But anyway,
it's 20 different types of depression, y'all. Did y'all know that?
no.
I was trying to look it up. I nope, I didn't know it was 20. I was really trying to look
20
it up.
different types of depression. And when I was reading them, I was just shocked because they all are so different. Like,
Because they're different mood disorders.
different mood disorders. Yes. So one major one that stuck out to me that I think a lot of people probably go through and not aware is seasonal depression.
Mm-hmm.
And seasonal depression is a depression that comes along during the fall and the winter months.
Those
and when I was
holidays.
thinking about it,
Mm.
I was like, it's gloomy outside, it's dark early, the time change. That's a lot
Mhm.
on the mind.
Yeah.
And they said that suicide is also at the highest during that time,
Seriously?
during
I didn't know that.
the fall and the winter months. So I'm gonna read a little bit about the because I had my notes ready, Maya. You had me acting like I was in school.
Telling you to get your
Oh, she
notes.
been telling us
Yeah,
that.
Her, man, her
get your
business we gonna
notes
be
ready. Make
Yeah,
sure you
it's-
have your notes, and then
That's
she
all right.
gonna skip out on me. But that's all right. That's all right. I got it. So they call it seasonal affective disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Occurs at certain times of the year, usually winter or fall. Daytime drowsiness, increased sensitivity, trouble feeling hopeful, brain fog, decreased sex drive. All that comes along with seasonal.
Have either one of y'all ever think you experienced seasonal depression? Is that what it is?
Seasonal depression. I think in the fall time, I be more
I think
in
I do
tune with
have
being in the house.
loneliness, the
Like,
loneliness
like I
around the
be
holiday
okay
season.
with being. And I used to think it had something to do with, the holiday times,
Mhm.
because so many memories that disappeared
A lot
that
of
you
lost
gotta
loved
try to
ones.
come
Past
back
trauma,
from. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? But now reading this is like,
Mhm.
okay, it could be that every time of the year when that time come, we go through that.
That's
Mhm.
crazy.
So
I think I maybe had experienced some seasonal depression. I don't know. I may have had it all year round, but
they got one for that too.
I know, right?
That
Yeah.
that lasts
So
all
seasonal
year
depression.
round.
I don't know. Probably because a lot of people probably experience it because they got to be more indoors. And a lot of people are not,
They like
you
that
know, with the
summer.
weather changing and
Yeah.
all that kind of
Wanna be
stuff. Maybe I don't know.
You know, a lot of people, that's why they go down south
yeah,
in the wintertime. People up here,
Mhm.
they go
Vacation
down
homes.
south. Yeah, because
Mhm.
it's sunny, it's bright, it's lovely outside, but anxiety, that's a different story.
yeah. I was looking at the difference between those two. With depression, it said
I was
it's a
trying to-
persistent feeling of
Yeah.
sadness.
Mm-hmm.
Anxiety is an uncontrollable feeling of fear.
Yes.
Oh, baby.
And I was thinking about that. I was thinking like, would I rather want anxiety or depression? I don't think my anxiety ever got to that bad, but
Mhm.
I tell you offhand, I never want to experience the depression the way I was in it.
Really?
But I have experienced anxiety, and I think, like I told y'all, it was more of when COVID came that I
Mhm.
thought that the not want to be around each other. I started sweating excessively. I thought I was about to pass out. I didn't know
Mm.
what it was.
You was scared.
I was so scared. The fear, like they said, fear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Did
have you ever just been around somebody, and have you ever got into it with somebody and you just don't know what you're capable of, or what you, because all that anger and that fear up in you? And I've
Mhm.
done that before and started sweating because I didn't know what I was capable of. I had to calm myself down. I didn't know that was a part of anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But anxiety is mostly like thinking about
Future.
the
Overthinking.
future.
Yep.
Like
Mhm. It's
thinking
definitely
about
overthinking.
Yes.
things so far away that your
Yes.
mind take you to these places, but it's also sudden feelings that just come with, you know, that
Mhm.
itself. It don't have nothing to do with the mood or being
Right.
around somebody or people
Mhm.
projecting it on you. It just
It
comes
comes.
It
in the
does.
middle of the day. You could be driving, you could be doing whatever, and this sickness
But have
just,
y'all ever experienced this when you was younger?
I think I did.
I did. I was
Yeah.
just gonna say, I think for anxiety for me, where it started was definitely at a young age. I think it's because I didn't understand death properly at a young age. So not understanding that everybody dies one day, no matter the age or anything like that. So when you're young and someone close to you dies, it's like, whoa, like that's forever.
Yeah.
And I think that's where anxiety for me started, because I didn't even like going to funerals after my dad or my brother died or my niece. And I think that's where it started for me. And it's connected. All my anxiety now is currently just connected to death. And it has gotten worse over the years. It's all connected to death.
Yeah.
So do you think about, like, is
Oh,
it because
God.
you think about death all the
Mhm.
time, or
So when it was the earliest ages, I think it was real mild. It was just being scared of dying and stuff like that. The normal stuff most kids
Mhm.
are scared of,
Definitely.
right? But for the past maybe 2 years, anxiety for me has gotten real bad. And I'm talking about real bad. And shout out to, I have a friend and a family member, both of them. They don't know who I'm talking about. They don't even know that they're doing this for me. But for the past maybe couple months, my anxiety has been to the roof, where I'm like, I'm this close to considering, because I'm not a meds person. I just don't believe in taking medication all the time. Like if I'm gonna do something, we're gonna do it earthwise. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna take medication, but I'm this close. That's how.
breathing?
Oh my God,
But
it's so
breathing,
bad.
that's one of the,
Yeah.
learning how to
To
take a
take
deep
deep
breath
breaths and
and
stuff like that.
process
So
what you
that's
thinking. Though you
when.
have to process what you thinking
So that's what I
and
used to do.
understand your thoughts, though.
So I had to go a little further. Like that's what I used to do. Like it'll be just, it was that slim for me. It was that little bit. Now it's so out of control. I'm not even gonna get into detail how bad it is right now. I got a friend who don't even know. Like she'll message me every now and then, like, "Girl, you doing so well," X, Y, and Z. Not knowing that little bit of encouragement is really helping
Really
me.
helping you.
And then I have a family member who I actually confided in about this situation. And almost every other day, homegirl sends me certain scriptures and prayer, like out of her own
It
words.
works.
And
It
she sent me
works.
videos to watch. And when I say that is really helping me, I'm not out of this space. But when I say it's helping me, oh my
It
God, it's helping
works.
me.
You would never think that, because I'm not gonna say I know every scripture in the Bible, but when I don't, I look it up.
Mm-hmm.
I write it to where I can understand it, and that's what you're supposed to do when you don't know every scripture. But it works. It works.
Does.
It helped me out of
She's
depression.
definitely been helping me.
Yes.
Oh God, y'all. Like it's my anxiety so bad. Like I said, it is mainly stemmed around death.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot drive in my car, or I can't sit on my couch without thinking about death. Like I can't sit in here, like walking in this building. That's what I'm going to think about. It's always, it just don't stop. It's for me. It's like, oh my God, if I died, who my kids gonna have?
See,
I used to
that's
think-
what
I used to
mine
think
is
about
Like,
that
oh my
too. I
God,
used to
That's-
think
or
about
oh my God,
Yeah.
such and such is in a car and she took off that seatbelt. Like, now what if she go through? It's just, it's
Mhm.
always
You
something,
overthinking
and I'm
about the
always trying to
future.
stop it, and it
Yeah.
just won't. It just won't stop.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure a little bit of that isn't every parent or mother who just feels like they just want their kids to be adults before they leave this earth.
Yes.
But when I say
pray
I'm
on it.
consumed into that, it's so sickening. And people don't realize anxiety, depression, all that is stress. And you can kill
It's
yourself.
caused by
Yeah.
stress.
Yeah, you
And
can kill
stress
yourself.
Stress is the
number
biggest
one
killer.
factor
Yes.
Mhm.
of women. No,
Yes.
that's the number one
Yes.
killer for us is stress. But it's also
And that's the
because
main
we
reason I'm
hold
working
so
on
much
it.
inside. Like it's so many things that so many women hold inside because it's nobody that they feel safe enough. That's where I think the relationship part come in with everything. Because if you have that right person who you feel like you can lay all of your feelings on them
Mhm.
without them projecting that negativity
I
back
think, I
on
think
you.
I was different from that. I had people that I could tell I just didn't want to. I
Not
didn't.
really necessarily your person,
Yeah, I
like
had my
your husband.
person.
If you have,
I coulda went
if
to
y'all
my
have that
mom.
deep connection, like it's supposed to be, you will share
I don't
all
know
of what you
why.
feeling.
I didn't want to.
Mm.
It was just something that I felt like I should have battled that alone.
Mm.
Yeah, I didn't want to get nobody else into it. And that's probably why I'm kind of like this now. Like if somebody, I don't mind listening to someone go through a spell, but if every day I talk to you and you talking about you just sad and you just it's nothing happy about you, I can't be around it.
I mean, because that might be a trigger for
It,
you.
it's a
So that's the
yes.
thing. Learning your triggers, that's the number one thing for anxiety, depression, all of that. You have to learn what brings that out of you. Like certain conversations, for some people, it could be the internet, it could be
Mhm.
social media, because social media, we so in tune to what other people saying, what other people doing.
Mhm.
So that's consuming your mind. You thinking about, oh, if somebody liked your post, if this person
Yeah,
seen it, if this
yeah.
person seen it.
Yeah.
That's a lot for some people.
Uh-huh.
So
It is.
sometimes you have to know that, oh, this too much.
It's too much. Yeah.
And but when you learn that, then you have to take a break from it.
Yep.
No matter what's going
Yep.
on, it might be people. It
Mhm.
might be, oh, I can't be around these set of people because these set of people put me in this space. So this space I don't want to be in. It's all learning yourself, learning your triggers and processing them.
Definitely. I agree with that. And it probably is a trigger for me. I never thought about that. That
Yeah.
probably is a trigger for me. And it's just people that I love. But if you keep constantly, that's just with anybody. If you're trying to change your life, just like we say, you growing. And if that person ain't growing, it's just probably a trigger and you just gotta move forward. So I don't know. Yeah. That's
Then I seen that it said procrastination is not laziness. It's a form of depression response.
it is.
It is.
I
I agree.
And it was saying that so many people talk about like, oh, we all live in the same life. Our kids all live in the same life. But it also said like your kids being in the room consumed by themselves, closed in, just being on the phone, watching TikToks, all that, that's a form of depression. They just don't know how to express it or channel what they're feeling. Because why don't you want to be out? Why don't you want to speak? COVID put them in a space too,
Yeah.
because they got used to being by themselves.
Isolated.
Some kids was supposed to be their first year entering in school. They never got to go to school, so the first year for them was late. You know what I'm saying? So at 7 years old, this might be the first time you've been around all these people.
Yeah,
That's a lot for
off
a
topic.
kid.
I mean, not off topic, but on topic, but off topic. I just saw somebody else was just speaking about that, like their child, first years of school was all during COVID.
Mhm.
So now that this child is in either second or third grade, you're expected to sit in your seat, don't move, do your
Yeah.
work and all that.
Mhm.
And these teachers are not giving these kids any grace because did you forget they were, they came into
Yeah.
this like this.
Mhm.
They didn't get a chance to grow into it like every other child.
Or some kids learn that they like being in a space by themselves.
Mhm.
So they work better, they comprehend better, they learn better being by themselves. So now they're forced to go be back in the space. So now they acting out because I don't want to be here.
Right.
I can learn better alone.
Mhm.
So it's like, it's a whole
I think
lot.
COVID did a lot for a lot of people.
I
It
think
did.
so too. It made a
did.
lot of people think about stuff.
That's probably what had my COVID experience probably definitely made it worse for me. I remember when I was diagnosed COVID, I was diagnosed in the beginning stages when nobody knew what it was.
Mhm.
And then I had asthma on top of other issues, which made it really bad for
Really
me.
triggering.
So now I was inside my home. My kids had to be away from me for those 2 or 3 weeks or whatever. And I'm at home. And then it got so bad where I couldn't breathe. And my doctor would call me like, I need you to go to the hospital now because people are just dying like this. I'm like, what? She's like, no, get up, go. So my husband had to take me to the hospital, and then when you get in there, your husband can't
Can't
come.
come with you.
Nobody
Oh,
can
I
come
had a
with
baby
you.
through it.
Girl, they
So,
put me.
ooh, and
Oh,
I
see
feel
what I'm
like I need to
saying?
be
Really?
You
compensated.
see what I'm saying?
Yes,
Girl, they
imagine
put you in the room
being
with
in labor
all
with
the
a
plastic,
mask
a mask,
and
nobody
nobody can
around,
come, and
just
I
by
was in another
yourself.
state
Wow.
already. Like it was a lot.
That's a lot.
It was a lot.
And I always joke when I not
was
joke,
a
but I
lot.
always joke about it because when I was in the hospital in that time, I was only there for like a day, and they had me in this room full of plastic, right? And they had one person there, and he was all dressed up or whatever, and he was sitting there, and I was like, "Can I ask you why you got to stay in the room?" He's like, "Well, everybody has to be in a room with somebody just in case. Just in case what?
Right.
If I die." And I was sitting there, you would hear so many people going off dying. As I was sitting there, I heard so many people just dying. I'm like, oh my God. He's like, so I got to sit here and just watch you. And they had me hooked up to so much stuff. Girl, then you had family members coming out of the woodworks. People I ain't heard from, and I don't know when. Uncle's calling me. I'm like, I'm really about to die now.
Really?
What you calling me for, Uncle Charles? Like, like, oh God, it was so traumatizing. But I understand people who developed anxiety during COVID. I didn't, but I get it.
And then it say that anxiety may alert you of unresolved conflicts or traumas, like
Yep, I did
things
read
inside
that.
of you that you don't even know that is triggered. You know, what? Oh, you
I was
so
laughing at
not
somebody
Uncle
saying, not
Charles?
Uncle Charles.
Right, that's the first thing that
I
came
know
to
that's
my
the first
mind
thing that
when you
came in my
said that.
mind too.
But you know, but how would you know?
Yeah. You wouldn't
You
because we just learning about it. So did y'all know they call it an anxiety 333 rule? Did y'all look
yes,
that up?
I seen that.
I was like, I never heard of that.
See, touch.
Oh yeah,
Think-
see, touch, yeah.
Yep.
I
See,
wrote it
hear,
down.
touch, or move
Yep.
things.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, oh,
Girl,
okay.
see, and that used to work for me.
Really?
I promise y'all, this is the worst my anxiety has ever been. And this past week and a half has been a better feel. Like I'm getting some relief here. I'm just gonna keep doing what I've been doing.
So I'm
'Cause
gonna
I'm
give you
getting
an
some relief
example
here.
of it just coming in the middle of the day.
Mhm.
So you could just be sitting down, just imagine you doing nothing, and all of a sudden your heart just start racing.
Right now, because we
Your
talking about
stomach
this right now. My
just
chest is
start
beating real fast.
feeling
Mhm.
fluttery, and you just feel sick,
Mhm.
but you're not sick. It's
Mhm.
nothing wrong with you. But people don't understand that. They don't understand that it's really something that you can't control.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
really a feeling that you can't explain. It's
So with
something.
my anxiety, I have a like if I'm sitting down, I shake my foot. I'm
Okay.
constantly shaking my foot.
Me too.
When I look, I'm constantly, and if I ain't
That's
shaking my foot,
that's
I'm
something
like
to help
this.
you get through.
It's something to help me get through.
It's a coping mechanism.
Mhm.
But that heart thing, girl, but I would have my touch is beating. I might have a heart attack. We gotta go to the hospital. You know what I mean?
And that's the first
ER
thing I
visit
look
I've
up
had
on Google
because
like,
of
"Girl,
that.
ain't nothing wrong with you. That's just
No, that stuff be
anxiety."
telling me I'm having a heart attack. Like, oh, I gotta go.
Google will have you thinking.
Google owe me money.
Self-diagnosing yourself.
Yes. that
Google owe me
you
money. I'd have had a few
are
ER visits messing around with
literally on the
Google.
last stages of whatever,
Mhm.
and it may not be.
Exactly.
It's terrible. That's terrible.
It's
I
hard
can't
to
stand
stop because I
Google.
keep doing it.
Yeah.
So, Kieran, for you, it's anxiety may lead to social isolation.
I had that for a while. My cousin, used to always call me like, "Let's get out," and I'd be like, "No, I'm okay." Yeah, I know. I'm getting back to it though. I know. I used to love dancing. When I say love dancing,
It's a
every week I would go dancing 2 to 3 times a week.
Oh,
Not no
wow.
more. Not no more.
I saw this doctor that said he was on TikTok and he was like
Look at me shaking.
every time you have a thought when somebody asks you something, write down the first thing that come to your mind, and that's how you can start processing really your inner thoughts and what they mean. So it's like your first reaction to something is like the main thing that your body feeling, but it might not be what you really feeling. You get what I'm saying? So it's like the first thought that you have, write it down.
Look, we both
Oh
about,
Jesus.
What?
So Google owe us a lot. They definitely owe
Edibles
us a lot.
give- you
Edibles
know
give me.
what?
That make
You
me
know what?
paranoid.
Give-
They make me
that's what it
paranoid.
do.
I
It make
can't
you
do that.
paranoid.
I cannot do
You know
that.
how many people be in the hospital because they took an
thought they
edible and they
and
feel
think they
like
going
they
crazy.
about to die.
Yes, some edibles ain't for everybody.
They
Shut
ain't
up,
for me
Marla. I knew he was
either.
about to laugh.
Oh, you did say
Oh
you had
yeah, no.
Girl, I called the EMS on myself on Christmas Eve because I thought I was about to die, and I realized it was because I had an edible.
See what I'm saying?
See?
No.
edibles ain't all
I mean,
that
but
all
think
the
about
time.
it's going right in your bloodstream.
That's
You
why I
don't-
would never
So
do
you
it
really
again.
retarded, right? You cannot control
There's
that.
no
That's
way.
why I would never do it again.
There's no
yeah,
way.
I don't know. Edibles don't work for everybody, but some people do say it helps. Some people does say
A lot
it
of
helps.
people enjoy It makes them relax and all that. No, it's
That's what my
not.
cousin
It
said.
intensifies it
Not
for
being
I
me,
mean, because you
so-
know
said.
that's why it's prescribed, but you also got to know it's different strands.
I
It's
just found that
different-
out.
It's different,
Different
grams,
types.
it's different types, it's
Yeah.
different all. So it's like you don't even know what your body can handle, but you ate a
You
whole
just taking
cookie.
whole it.
You
Just
might have
imagine
ate
you not even knowing it was
325
in there and you
milligrams.
ate the whole thing.
Exactly.
You about to have a heart attack.
That's
mean,
what happens.
You're not
in the
about to,
hospital, right?
but you feel like you are about
That's
to.
what. Yeah, you sure do. I was on a date with Merle a long time ago and said, "Drop me off at the hospital." He said, "I ain't drop you off nowhere."
That's the only thing that help her is the edible.
Yeah, I mean, it helped just like marijuana. It helped some people relax. It helped them calm down. It helped bring their nerves
But what
down.
happens when it's down? It's gonna come back because we ain't
It's
resolving
gonna
the
come
issue.
back, but it's still knowing the strand.
Yeah.
Like you
That's
gotta-
why I just feel like we still need to know natural things that's
That's
gonna
what I'm
help
saying.
that.
natural
Yeah.
things. They said breathing, journaling.
Man, it's not working no
praying.
more.
I
for me.
believe
It's-
right in this,
and it does
I
work.
believe.
Those things
it's
work.
the only natural things you can do, and if it's
Meditate.
not work, meditation.
I've never did
exercising,
meditation.
making sure you consume enough water. You know,
Exercising
what I'm saying?
for
But
real is one.
Exercise helps
It's
me
definitely one.
so
Yes.
much, especially with depression.
It
That
will
was
do
the
it.
number one thing that helped me out of depression.
I think that's what helped me
Exercising.
last year.
to
It
relax
helps.
your
It did.
mind.
It
but-
relaxed
because
my
everything is
mind.
your mind.
Yes.
So it's it all stem back to learning your triggers.
Yep.
You got to learn what set you off, who set you off,
Mm-hmm.
and what make you react the way you react, so you can calm your own self
Yeah.
down.
I want to read one of the comments. A lot of Black women suffer with depression and anxiety, but I feel like they have to suffer in silence. We have to normalize Black women having moments of not being okay. It's
Yep.
okay to not be okay.
It's okay
Most
not to be
definitely.
okay.
I
And that's
think
what I said. I just
I
told
think
you
that's
that.
the part
I
that
did
I
it in
suffer with,
silence.
because it's almost with the feeling of, if you the person that kind of help everybody,
That part.
who gonna help you?
Mhm.
So it's like when you look around, it's like, well, if I had to help this person and I had to help that person, you feel like there's nobody to go to for
Mhm.
the help, or you feel like you don't really want to put your burdens
On
that
anyone
person.
else. Exactly.
So that's why I said that's where a spouse come in, when you have that person who you feel like no matter how bad you don't want to talk about it or how much you don't want to go through it, you can lay it on them without feeling some type of way, because everybody needs somebody that they feel like they can
That they
talk
can
to.
And your
vent
kids
to.
need a
If
healthy
not-
parent. A healthy
I
parent.
don't have that space. I mean, I
You
have that
don't?
space. I don't think I have.
That's why they say we should get out every now and then from everyone and just have.
That's
your
why I started
alone
having that
time.
alone
You
time.
You
That's
have to
why I
have your
started doing
alone
So
that.
time.
listen
It
to this.
matters.
You need a 10-minute reset when you come in the house.
You
So
do.
when you come in the house, you need 10 minutes, if not more, at least 10.
I
I'm gonna
believe
say
it's
at least
more.
10 to 15 minutes to take off one hat and pick up the next one.
Yes, yes.
To walk in the house, I was taught that to go and doing it, it make me feel so much better.
Mhm.
Being able to go in the house, process myself first,
Mhm.
and then pick
go
up the
straight
mama
into the
hat.
mommy and the
Mhm.
wife
Yeah.
mode.
Because
I
when do
agree.
you ever wear
Straight
yes
into
your
it.
hat, huh?
You because it's your hat.
Yeah,
So
but when do
have
you ever
to-
just have on your hat? Just
when
you.
do you get to just wear your hat?
I don't
It
know.
be just you.
After dinner, after they all tucked in and
In the
everything's
bed.
made,
and when
I
that's
go
when you
sit in
really
my car.
supposed to be getting
I
ready
sit
to
in my
go
car,
to
listen
sleep.
to me some music,
But
and
that's
just
when I'm up.
relax.
But that's when I
Because
need
that's
sleep.
when I need time.
And that's when you're supposed to have all that sleep. I can't get 8 hours of sleep. I
Girl,
never.
I
could.
ain't seen the last
I
8.
have
I
not
ain't had an
seen
8
an 8
hour
hours
sleep.
worth of sleep. I
since-
don't even know. Even on vacation.
Yeah, I don't remember last time I had more than 5
and
hours
see,
of sleep.
all that is a process of healing.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
And that's
you
what's the
gotta
process
get
of killing
your-
too. That
you
kills
gotta
us.
get your sleep.
Yeah.
You gotta get your rest. You gotta
Mhm.
do all these things. But I'm learning that too, because I'm a person that just go, 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 go. But I'm also a person that my body will alert me that I need to take a chill pill. My body gonna say, okay, you've been doing too much.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna start getting these feelings where I done learned myself enough to know this mean it's time to relax.
It's
And
probably
I lay in the
what
bed
it is.
Mhm.
all day. I just started back working on Mondays because I had Monday self-care, drop everybody off, husband go to work, and I lay in the bed and do absolutely nothing
Mhm.
on Monday. Cause I had to find some time for myself.
I'm gonna
We
need
have
another day
to
of
find
those.
a day for ourselves. Because at first it was, just think about it. You go to work, you come home, you pick up the kids, you do their practice, you do hair, you do homework, you cook, you do when?
And that's
when do
and that's exactly
you don't have
why.
5 minutes?
And that's exactly why I kept it to myself. Because going through my depression, guess what? I still had to go make this money.
You still
I
gotta go
still
do
had to
all
fix
that.
these kids dinner. I'm crying in my room. My son like, Mama, I'm hungry. You gotta wipe your tears and go
And
on and do
keep
about your
going.
day. We don't have that. You know what I'm saying?
But
It's
we
not that
gotta
easy,
find a
but you
way
have
to
to
get
find
it.
a way.
Yep. Because if not, all we doing is putting ourselves in the early grave because we
Yep.
Definitely.
overdoing it and because
Definitely.
we saw our grandmothers and our mothers do it. But I look at it like what I seen them do. Y'all know I always say it's slow.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm
Yeah.
not working myself to death, running myself to death. I'm not doing it. I call off work. I quit. I do all that. I don't care.
Yeah.
I will. I'm not setting myself up to be burnt out. And that's it. All you do is burn out. They went to work, they did all this, and then they did absolutely nothing for themselves, and then they passed away. 80, even if they lived to 85 years old, what did they do for themselves? Nothing. They did everything for everybody else. I don't want that for me.
And I'm definitely learning. Well, I've always been doing it, but recently, my body is now telling me I gotta sit down because this chest pain
Because
and
you
all the
nobody
stuff that
didn't
I'm
tell
going
you.
through.
You wasn't
Something.
listening.
Yeah, I wasn't
Your
listening.
body,
I
you
was
have
just
to listen to
overdoing
your
stuff.
body. It'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Your body will alert you.
It's definitely alerting me.
Yeah,
So I'm
when
gonna
you
take me a
need
nice
to
break.
relax. Grounding and mindfulness. Yep. Or therapy, all that. It worked. And therapy, we look at it like, oh, I ain't going to go
Always
talk
they
to
think you're
nobody.
crazy, right?
Or I ain't crazy. It's not
Mhm.
about being
Yeah.
crazy. It's about being able to have a voice. It's
Yeah.
about
Mhm.
being able to speak about how you feel, letting somebody else listen and giving you their feedback on it so you can process the thoughts that you having. But we wasn't taught that either. So it's
Mhm.
like now it's self-teaching. You got to teach yourself. And there's so much knowledge out here on the
It
internet,
is. It
but
is.
everybody
Exactly.
consume it for the bad things.
Yep.
They don't consume it for good things. They don't want nothing good. They don't want to see the people who got good relationships. They don't want to hear about your good
At
relationship.
all.
They want to hear about who baby daddy bust their windows out and
Girl.
who getting cheated on.
I
They don't
swear
want to
it's the
hear
truth.
about
That-
nothing
yeah.
that's
I
good.
swear it's the truth.
If it's good, they don't care. So it's like, I think that's why everybody falling apart.
That's so great. I was over a friend's house, and one thing I try not to talk about my kid's father or my past
Maya miss
relationship.
us,
Mhm.
y'all.
And the first thing a person said, like, where your kid's father? Like, what's going on? He ain't in the kid's life. Why you gotta ask that? What you asking that for?
What's the assumption?
Right.
What
People
gave
just
you
wanna
that?
What
know
gave you
stuff.
that assumption? That's just so. Why? People like drama. They like
They
seeing
want
you
to-
hurt. They don't like it when you done
Yes.
grew.
If you growing or thriving, they're gonna think
Yep.
about, oh well, she used to do that. I know she ain't saying that.
Mm-hmm.
I know she ain't doing that.
Yep.
She ain't
I'm
saying
not in
that.
that head
She used
space
to
no
be
more.
such and such. Okay, might used to. That's what I'm
Yes.
saying. And it's always people that they ain't seen you in forever.
Yeah.
They don't know. You
They
talking
will try to
about
bring up
something
their
that's
past to
so
hurt you.
old. I don't even know that person.
At all.
I don't know the person I was last year.
At all.
Exactly.
And it was
known
just
5
last year.
years
Yes.
ago or 10 years
Yes.
ago, or every year you should be growing and getting better and knowing more about yourself.
Mhm.
But instead, they know more about everybody else business and what everybody else doing
Mhm.
instead of focusing on yourself. And
Mhm.
then you will be knowing your own everything,
Mhm.
learning you.
And take it day by day.
Yeah,
Day by day.
you have to.
Day by day. That's my rule now. I'm not overthinking. I'm not thinking about tomorrow.
And
or
cramming.
yesterday.
We cram. We think
Yeah.
we supposed to be superwoman.
It's okay
We
to cry.
supposed
It's
clean
okay
the
to
house,
release
wash the
it.
clothes, wash the dishes, make sure the house clean, do all these things all in 24 hours
Yes.
while we go to
That's
work.
a lot.
You can't.
You can't.
I
It's
had
a lot.
to tell myself that because I thought that.
It's
I thought it
okay.
couldn't be a crumb on the floor. Girl, I'll go crazy.
Yeah.
But it's a part of a illness that you can't.
OCD.
OCD is a part. It's
Listen.
an illness.
OCD.
And people
Don't put it down
understand-
like I put it down.
They don't
I
understand it though.
Oh,
Like,
no, I
it's
meant, like,
something that
don't-
you cannot control. So I stopped explaining it.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
girl,
So
stay
that
away
was-
from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't like clutter. I don't like dirty. I
Ugh.
don't like, so stay away
The
from
clutter
me.
now.
I
So that's
can't help
prior to my current years, I was, more of that
Yes, when you
OCD
keep your
side,
life
right?
Private, they assume
I
it
was
works.
just about to say a lot of people don't like
Yeah, I
privacy.
agree.
So
They
when
do
you were
not like their
saying,
privacy. I
Yep.
agree.
I was just going to tell you that when you were saying that somebody was asking you those questions, I was like, a lot of people just don't like privacy.
They want to
don't.
When
know.
you
They
got
wanna
something
know what you
private
got
going on, they
on.
gonna try their best to
Yeah.
get out what's
Yeah.
going on.
I
over
agree.
there.
I like that. Kind
And then
of
they
stuff.
read between lines that ain't even there.
That's not there.
You can make a
You can
status.
give
And you
them
can give a little
an
piece of
inch,
something.
and
Girl, they gonna
go
take
try
them
to
out.
a whole
Yeah,
mile,
and
but you
twist
took
it all
6
around.
miles around grass shit, and back up 7 miles,
Yeah.
and we only went down Mac. Like,
Yeah.
relax. You,
Yes.
But that's what people feed off into, and that's one of the main reasons why I don't like making statuses no more,
Mhm.
because it's no point. If it's not negative, if it's not drama filled, they don't want to see it. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to know about it. So it's like, okay, I'm not giving you shit then.
Mhm.
I'm not giving you nothing, because if what you looking for don't exist, what do you want me to do?
And if you
make
going
up
yes.
something, it's like they want you to make
Yep.
up drama
Yeah.
or pull some out the sky, or still be talking about the old drama that used to happen.
And
Like,
you don't even care. You know, I could be mentally going through something and you don't even care. You just pushing me and poking me and poking me.
until you
Now
snap.
and now I'm about to snap. And now what if I'm not here the next day? Would you feel bad?
No, but now you the bad person.
Now, yeah, and that
when
just
you push to that, you the bad person then.
Ooh,
So
I don't never want to go to depression.
Depression,
Baby,
that's something.
it's something. It's something. It's people don't.
But as I'm
for me,
reading
I
it,
think I think
every
anxiety
single
was
person
the
that
worst
been
for
into
me.
a part of some part of depression.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think it said, wait, I want to get the numbers right. Hold
I
on.
was trying to look up the numbers too. I couldn't get
I
it.
got the numbers. Hold on.
And it's all a foreign, but I think for me, anxiety and depression, I think anxiety is worse for me now. I mean, depression was something, but this new form of anxiety, oh no, that make you think
I
like
think
I
it's
felt like I was losing my whole
It was maybe
mind.
like
I think it's
60%.
Depression for you. At one point, I would have said that. This past 2 months, I can't say that.
Anxiety is worse to me.
For me, it's been
because
worse. I
it's
thought it was
just-
depression.
It's a feeling that you can't control. So it's like almost feeling like you losing control of yourself, because you don't know why you have these emotions. You don't know why you feel this way. You don't know why you feel sick.
See, I would say, yeah, nope, I don't. No,
So,
'cause
and
I'm
anxiety
knowing
also
my triggers
triggers
now.
a
I
lot
have to say,
more
yeah.
of physical parts of you too. Like you said, your heart will start racing, and then it will
Yes.
make you think that other things is going on
Because
versus
it's almost
something
like
else.
illusions, because you thinking about things that's not there. You thinking about, oh, how's, like she said, oh, what's gonna happen when I'm dead? Like,
Mhm.
why are you thinking
Even
about
thinking
that?
about that,
Like,
yeah.
mine start, and that's why I always say people think that raising kids is so, oh, it's so hard, it's this. No, baby. When they turn 18,
It gets so
that's
hard.
when you put
That
the real
anxiety.
boxing gloves on.
I
That's
agree.
when the
I agree.
anxiety knocked on my front door, when you get a phone call at 3:00 in the morning, or you don't know where your kid at, or you
I
can't
agree.
control an adult who you love so much. This is a person who you carried inside of you, and you can't control them. But in our mind, we think we can, but we cannot control them. We can't control what they do. We can't make them feel how we want them to feel. But yet, as a mother, a real mother, you want that, but we can't. It consumes your mind.
Mhm.
That's what take over my mind. The fact that I can't control my kids.
Yes,
I
girl.
can't
Cool.
control what they doing. I can't control the decisions that they make. I can't control what girl they seeing. What
Yeah.
those are the things that bothers me when I wake up out my sleep and you just got that feeling, and you
Okay, I
don't
can
know
say that.
what it is.
Yeah. When my
ain't
daughter
nothing.
started driving.
Yeah,
she
or
left,
they
girl.
driving.
I
You gotta
followed her
worry.
location
It's
every
so
second.
many different things that
Yes.
you have to worry about, and people think about their daughters. Oh, you got to worry about. Oh, I got to worry about my daughter getting pregnant. You have to
I'm worried
worry
about that.
way more
Yeah.
about your sons
I
than you
agree.
do your daughters. But us black women with our sons,
It's
just
just
That's
something
probably
about
why
them
you feel that way.
boys.
That's probably why we
Yeah.
feel.
it's so different, and I don't understand why it's different. I wish I did understand it,
I think because the daughters, they're like us. We're more
but we push them
to be strong. Yeah.
strong.
Yeah. Mhm.
We push them to be everything that we shouldn't push them to
Yeah,
be,
we do.
and we force our sons to be everything that we shouldn't force them to be.
Yep.
Because so many people be like, stop crying.
Mhm.
What you crying for? He have tears. He's supposed to cry.
Yeah, he's
But
human.
it's like men not supposed to cry. They not
Mhm.
supposed to hurt. They can't be. Why they can't be sad?
Right.
Why they can't hurt?
Mhm.
They do have feelings. You know that, right?
Right.
But we was taught to. They not supposed to. They not supposed to feel anything. First thing you say to your son, what you crying for?
That is.
Because he hurting.
Yep.
But your daughter,
And
you
then
gonna wipe
then
her
you want a man
tears.
to be emotionally
I
available.
mean, even with daddies, look how they are with their daughters. They gonna treat us like,
Yep.
but with their sons, buff up and be a
Hard.
man.
Yeah.
And then mama coddle them. Wash their clothes, fold their clothes, put them up, cook their food. But then your daughter, She 15. She can wash the dishes. She can wash clothes.
Yeah.
He can too.
And this all takes me back to mental health.
It
It's
is.
all
That's why
a
I said this is
process,
process.
and it's
all.
what was
A part
built.
of
It was
It
what's
is.
instilled in us.
And
These are the things that's what's instilled in us.
Yeah.
That we have to find a way to come from.
we do.
We
We gotta have
allow
to.
our sons the space to have feelings too,
Mhm.
to hurt too, to be, and then maybe they wouldn't be so cold hearted
Yeah.
towards women because they'll know how to process their feelings, and then maybe women will know how to receive love the right way. It's all entanglement together.
It is. And what you finna say?
Girl,
Oh.
no.
It is. And we do gotta learn how to find ways to. I don't know. It's taking me a long time to get to that stage where people
He
say,
gotta
"Just
worry
don't."
about
I don't
catching
give
the
a f.
case about his daughters, and you got to worry about catching the case behind your sons too. See, that's the thing. Why do you got to worry about catching the case behind your daughters? Because all of the same things that can happen to your daughter can happen to your son.
I agree.
Boys get raped, boys get pimped out, boys get molested, boys get all other things that girls get done, but it get looked over. It's because they not
They is
allowed to
yeah.
feel
Mhm.
because they a boy. So I guarantee you, I'm not gonna. I just bet it. I bet more boys been sexually assaulted, hurted, or hurt, and all of that, and they don't talk about it. That's just like if a 14-year-old boy get his virginity took by a 20-year-old girl. All the boys think he winning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're
To
right.
me, my son been raped, and I want her locked up, but he not gonna tell his mama that.
Right.
Perfect example.
Very true.
So it's a hard thing.
Oh, that's a long one.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. We're gonna get to that. What were you saying? You said something else too. I was about to comment on, but I forgot. Or was it you?
What was it?
It was about anxiety though. I forgot what you said, but I was thinking about like when you were saying things, certain things, just it's a thought first. Usually, with
thought.
your anxiety, it's a thought
Mhm.
first. Like I was thinking about like my anxiety. It was always like I said, my anxiety is really built around death.
Mhm.
When I'm gonna go, how my kids navigate without me, how would I navigate without my mother, and all it's just death in
So
general.
do you have a plan?
No, so that's what scares me. Like, so I know I'm not supposed to get consumed with this type
You're
of stuff,
not.
right?
Mhm.
But I think my anxiety, at first when I became a mom with Tyria, then you had her father passed away while I was pregnant. So that was another form of it. Like, hold on, I gotta do this by myself for real now. Like
Mhm.
I'm 19. Like, what am I supposed to do? So that started with death, right? Again.
Mhm.
And then now now that I have MJ, who's autistic, and all I could think about is if I don't have him a nice support system, when we are gone, who's going to navigate for him? You know what I'm saying? So then 10 years later, I'm blessed with another one of these awesome autistic babies. And it's like, oh my God, when I'm gone, ooh, okay. When I'm not here, who's going to advocate for them? So I
Mhm.
think that's why
Death is so.
death is
Yeah.
such
So,
a, yeah.
Okay.
So with that, I saw someone say that's why I asked you, do you have a plan?
Mhm.
All you can do is put the plan in motion, teach them the plan, and trust in God that the plan is
It's
gonna
going to
follow
work.
through. So
Mhm.
if we make this plan and we know that this the plan, all the babies know this the plan,
Right.
that's the only way to
Mhm.
consume yourself. It's like we got the plan out. So
Exactly.
if A happened, B need to step in and do this,
And
this, and this. But it's so hard for
It is
us
It is.
hard.
It's a hard
But
subject.
lay that
It's a
plan
hard
out.
subject.
So for me, I won't say it's not hard for me to land that plan out. I think the hard part comes from if
Not
you
believing that people will follow through with it.
that part too, but it's
'Cause I
also
watch it.
you need to actually have a support system to make a plan.
To
Right.
make a plan.
You know what I mean? So my support system is my mother. So if I'm gone, well, she probably gone before me or after me or right with me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh my God, if we only have her, what are we supposed to do? And I feel bad sometimes too because I think about my oldest daughter. I said I hate to have to put so much
All of
burden
that on
onto
her.
her.
Yeah.
You know what I
But guess
mean?
what?
But
You
I
raising
raised her
Yeah.
to know that.
handle
And that's how we raise our
and to
kids.
Yeah.
To be close.
to
And
channel
Exactly. I raised
whatever
her
you
to
can.
know. Yeah, I raised
Yeah.
her to know like I'm sorry. And
So-
and this is the
so
cards
this
that
is
you
the
were
way
dealt.
I look at it. So this is the way I look at it. And it's Tiki, thank you so much. Learning to look at stuff on the bright side.
Right.
That's your savior right there. That was
Mhm.
your plan right there. That's your help right there. You don't know why, but she healthy. She can handle it. She watching you do everything that you do. So you setting her up without even knowing. I say this all the time. If something happened to me, I feel like my daughter can step in and handle everything that I'm handling. As long as the finance part is there, I feel like she's capable. I taught her enough to step in and run my household where it won't even be like I'm missing.
Yep.
That's the only plan, because the plan is to create your own family. That's what God said. Create your own family and build it in your house. So your house is you, Marlon, her, and them two. That's your plan right there.
Yeah.
It is.
God gave you that stronger person. There she is. Sorry, but
and that's why we talk about that.
You're
Right.
She watching
look
y'all.
at
And I
her.
talk to her
But
about that.
look how-
All, we
look
talk
at
about
her.
that
Look
all
how
the time.
strong she
Like
is.
I'm
Look how she
sorry that
handled-
this may happen,
Look
but
how she handled
I'm trying my
everything
best to
now,
set
though.
a space where it won't be such a burden on her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's.
Putting our
I think
plans
that's
in
the part
motion.
of more of my anxiety comes from that part when I think about the deaf side of it. It's all. It's all of that.
Yeah.
And we never knew about.
And then
getting
like, oh, I'm
the,
sorry, but it's also too like a lot of parents who struggle with that part of it because like I said, my only support system is my mom and my baby girl. But when you got people out here that don't have nobody, I know a parent out here that just don't have a soul. But there's not a lot of programs and help that's gonna take your children in. And 9 times out of 10, this is why I work so hard in the behind the scenes on things that I'm working on and trying to come up with. But this is 9 times out of 10, a lot of these kids end up in these centers that are not fit for them. You know what I mean?
They're not the proper care.
Not proper care. And you got a lot of kids, a lot of especially Black boys who were on the spectrum end up in prison
because they don't have the support out here for
there's
somebody
not,
to know
exactly
that they not normal. So the things that they are doing to them, to you, it may seem like they're doing something. But to them, it may not seem like they're doing nothing wrong. And if it's nobody to advocate that for them and speak up for them. So I think that's why I seen this other lady on TikTok who big on teaching them how to advocate for themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the best way that they can, so they can have that knowledge.
So that's why I meant when I said my anxiety is so consumed by that, because I'm so like every day trying to figure out a way. It is a lot. But
you gotta give yourself grace on that, because that's a lot on you. So you can't feel like you going into a depression or your anxiety. That's enough.
You already
for
got
your anxiety to be up every day.
And that's why I feel like that's a lot of triggers.
Yeah, it's a lot of
because
stuff.
I'm constantly trying to show, like even with MJ. So of course Corey's not big enough yet, but even with MJ, I'm constantly trying to show him the do's and don'ts of things that you probably wouldn't even teach a kid at this age. It's something you probably tell your 15-year-old, you know what I mean? But I'm teaching him these things early. He's not getting it right now, but the more it's a repetitive thing with it when it comes to them. So the more I tell you about X, Y, and Z, the more he's gonna learn about it. But I'm teaching him about things that I probably wouldn't even be telling him until he was about 15 to 16 years old, because I have to. You know what I mean? I just feel like I have to.
But I think every parent should think like that.
They should.
I think it should be no age limit
to nothing almost
what we teach them. I think we should teach them as much as they brain can handle, because every kid is not equipped the same.
They're not.
That's why I don't really like the saying of the spectrum, because to me, I feel like every single person is different. It's no age limit. I don't think every 5-year-old should be in kindergarten, because every 5-year-old is not the same. You might have some 5-year-olds who need to be in kindergarten, some 5-year-olds who may need to step back and be in pre-K, and some 5-year-olds who might can handle second grade.
But that's the spectrum.
Mind is not the so. But why just say? But why? So that's everybody.
No, that's the spectrum. I mean, that's the spectrum. So the spectrum is labeled. It's saying spectrum, but it's a wide variety of things. So you may be. I'm just not that it's called that, but let's just say the spectrum is labeled levels 1 through 24. Your 5-year-old may be at a 2. This one may be at a 17. That's why it's labeled this, because we have to have something in place to be able to identify where your kid stands. Because if your kid learns this way and this kid learns this way, how am I helping them by putting them in the classroom with this teacher who teaches this way? You know what I mean? So if this teacher can only focus this way, it's not going to help this child. So that's why a lot of parents, that's why I feel like a lot of people in the service, when it comes to the health industry, the police departments and officers and teachers, everyone needs to be trained on how to deal with multiple levels of things. You cannot be a teacher and not know how to teach someone with special needs right here, or not know how to, and it may not be your specialty, but we have to have people in place to know how to differentiate the two. You know what I mean? So I can't bring my child, I should not be able to take my autistic 10-year-old son, which is aggravating me now, to middle school, and there's no resources for him the way he learned. You get what I'm trying to say? So y'all are
So
all
they
here
don't
teaching this.
have the
They don't have those
so they only
resources.
think they should teach one way.
That's how this world is set up,
And
and
they're
that's
not
why
looking
you got a
at
lot
it
of
in high
That's what
school.
I'm saying.
It
most
wasn't too much
autistic
different.
children that
It
I
do
know
set
right
up
now
like
are
that.
being homeschooled because there's no setup for them for real. They give you IEP and they said that's the end of it. No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
But luckily, MJ, with my son, with him going to school, he doesn't have a learning disability. He does have a communication disability. You know what I mean? So he's not going to talk to you as much. He's not going to make friends. He doesn't know how to make friends. He's going to be that awkward kid. And that's another form of my anxiety. Like, oh shit, my kid's going to go to middle school. If homeboy starts stimming and doing some little stuff, people going to look at him crazy. They're going to look
Yeah.
at him weird. He's going to get bullied. This is why a lot of people who have children on the spectrum homeschool.
Instead of teaching
The world is not
world
set.
About
how to
yeah.
handle all different types.
And that's why I like
Exactly.
Because
TikTok
there's
on
no
doing it now,
exactly
if they're doing it for the
no
correct reason.
it's no
Mhm.
certain it's no straight line with nothing.
Exactly.
It's no straight line with nothing. It's no straight line to say everybody
maybe
have
that's your
to
calling,
walk
Crystal.
with one
Homeschool.
foot.
No,
No,
getting
getting
your own
everything
school, getting
together.
into
Baby,
set
that's
that
my
up.
only thing I want to
Maybe
do.
that's
That's
your
all I
calling.
want to do.
I mean, because maybe
It
that would
is.
release some of that off you. You have to be a little softer on
is.
yourself, and maybe that's
She
your
do.
calling.
And too,
It
because you
is.
have to, like you said, you dealing with MJ totally different and the baby girl totally different.
Totally
So you
different.
dealing with, how to handle a whole variety of different
Part of that spectrum.
part of
I'm working
yeah.
on it. I'm trying.
So-
But you don't want
So
that
you, but
anxiety
you
to
learning
come
too,
on,
though.
take you
It
over
is.
You
like that.
learning yourself. So you
Yeah.
and teaching yourself.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
evidently they don't know nothing. The people, they not equipped to tell you anything, right? At the school.
And I don't think when I was younger, I didn't see a lot of autists. Did y'all? When y'all was
I just
younger? didn't
I
see a
saw
lot of-
somebody said something like that. I
I
forgot what it
don't-
was.
I don't
I think
remember.
but
I do, and I do
when I
remember
think
it.
back now,
A lot of it.
I don't remember
So
a lot
when
of it.
you-
I
when
remember a
was
lot of
younger.
it. So it wasn't
back
called
in my-
what it was.
What was it called?
A lot of times they just said you had ADHD. See, when you come, I feel like with the world, when they started learning how to deal with mental disorders, they came with one word and then they just put everybody in that one word. You know what I mean? You had a lot you remember being in school, you had a hyperactive boy in the front of the class who had to sit next to the teacher desk, or he had to have that little specials room and all that. They labeled a lot of them with ADHD
We had
and all kind of stuff.
hallways where
Yeah,
different
right.
kids
But that's
and
what I'm
all
saying.
that.
That's where
too.
most of them were.
Yeah.
They used to separate it.
Yeah.
Now they don't anymore. Unless it's a behavior
all?
issue. Unless it's a behavior
Oh,
issue.
wow.
Because it's not a learning disability.
Not for
Yes,
everybody.
It's
No.
not it don't
It's
have
not
nothing
learning,
to do
okay.
with learning. So that's the thing.
But I still would want to, not trying to see.
It depends. That's why I said the
Okay.
level. That's why I said the spectrum. Depending on where your child falls, it will be. You do have to be separated. Because I'll be damned if my child is
But
nonverbal
sometimes it be,
and don't
But
understand
where
and sit in the
definitely,
classroom with all of y'all
that they
kids
used
and all
to
that.
have though. They had to have resources back then.
For one
right?
thing, mostly a lot of times back in our day, I don't know what y'all remember. A lot of times it was some kids that was on Ritalin and ADHD problems. It was behavioral. That's
See?
all they was worried
But
about,
see,
a
that was
behavioral
because
thing.
They just was putting them on medicine.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
They
just
use
put
the.
them on medicine.
That's
they
what I'm
just-
saying. They just
yeah.
took stuff and just called it all one thing and just did
Not
that.
even
Like
research,
no.
Charlie
Like,
said he
yeah.
never noticed it until
That's what I
his
said. I never really noticed it
I
a
did.
lot.
Okay, because maybe it's something that you only would notice in your own child. How
Like
would
in
you really
school-
notice it? in
School,
another-
like I'm just saying, when I was younger, school. Just
Well, that's
walking
what I
around.
mean
Well,
by.
not-
Well, that's what I mean by. I'm not
No.
saying that we noticed autism back then because
Yeah.
again, the word was very rare back then, so
It
you
was-
wouldn't
it
hear about
wasn't
it.
at
What
all.
I'm saying is the people that dealt with stuff like that weren't diagnosed. See, you gotta think about it. There's a lot of undiagnosed
That's what
people
I'm
here.
That's what I meant.
So
That's
because
what I was thinking.
just because certain people went and got tested and evaluated, now they're
Or
being
they
labeled.
didn't
You know what I
go
mean?
get
Everybody is more.
tested or
So you gotta think
evaluated
about it.
back
This
then.
this generation we're living in now, we are very concerned with our mental health. So we
Mhm.
are okay
But
with
we
going
are
to get
aware.
tested. We're much
We
more aware.
Yeah.
Back then we weren't much more aware. Half the time them kids was getting whoopings. Go sit down, you badass. Like damn, he didn't understand you.
I
Right,
mean,
but you
because
whipping
right.
him.
a lot of the
Right.
older people, they don't understand that now. That's how they will act. That's how they will react to
Yeah.
a child.
So
with
that's why I
autism.
said
They'll be
it was
"Ain't
there."
nothing wrong with
And
him. Whoop his
that's
ass
the
and make
first
him
thing
sit
they
down."
say.
So
the
that's why
first
I
thing
say
they
it was
say.
there. We were just unaware.
Yeah.
We weren't informed.
I agree.
And we didn't go get diagnosis and testing and evaluations and things like that. It
And
was
Because
then
who
there.
want to put their
forced
baby on
to-
medicine?
Like you said, now some
Nobody.
people in prison. Some people probably figured it out on their own. You know, 'cause you have
Most people
that
figured it
can
out.
navigate.
And
Yeah.
that's why some
Like,
people be
okay,
getting
well,
out from prison.
I understand
Yeah.
that when this happened, again, learning yourself.
I feel like this.
I feel like this, or I do this. You know what I'm saying? So you learn how to handle your own self.
And that's another reason why I kept a lot to myself with anxiety and depression, because it's like, oh, you too emotional. Like you too. If I say I feel, we had this conversation. When Brandon was here, he like, y'all just think too emotional. But if I'm telling you,
emotional is a form of anxiety, of depression too, because it's like you're crying. Those emotions is coming out of somewhere. Like, what are you asking for? Like, what's the? At one point, girl, you say the wrong thing to me and I'm gonna be crying.
Girl, I know a lot of people still like that. You be like, what the is you
crying for?
What's wrong?
I was that bad.
You are sensitive, but you sensitive because you may not be used to somebody talking to you like that. You may not be used to somebody talking to you at all. You know what I'm saying?
And then we so hardcore, we be like, what's
what
wrong with you?
Yes.
Like, we gotta realize that. We
just
don't
thinking
know.
back to some people who kids not used to, their parents don't yell. Their parents don't cuss.
Yeah.
You come over my house, I'm yelling and cussing.
Yeah.
And you
And
be
they
like,
don't know how to
what's
handle
wrong
that.
with her? They think like, whoo,
what did I do?
Yeah,
Right.
that- they did something wrong and they don't know that. This is just how you act.
Yeah.
So it's all a form. It's so many. I need everybody to look it up because it's 20 different
I did not
types
know that. Let me write that down.
of depression. And premenstrual,
baby,
you can go into something
I forgot what
the
it's
ages
called.
of 12 and 14.
Yeah.
Premenstrual depression is what it's called.
Really?
And it's your body getting ready for all of those processing hormones that's about to come through. You don't know how to process that. You don't know how. And just think about it. Everybody that got a teenager be like, oh,
very sorry.
8th grade. She act like
Maya, she owe us a sick day.
Exactly. And she going through something.
Because I'm going through something. She told me I better bring my ass
That's
here.
what I'm saying. And they say anything
I'm doing
that
the old school way.
lasts
Get your ass
past
in the
2
goddamn work.
is a form of depression setting in.
What is it?
Anything that lasts past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They said even death, you supposed to be able to process your feelings in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, your body should adapt to the new feelings of
Really?
what's
2 weeks.
2 weeks. After 2 weeks, it just say that it's soaking. You into something. Not saying you won't have crying spells, you won't feel some type of way, but to just be. Some people be in their rooms. Some people don't come out after losing a loved one, going through a divorce, a breakup. All of those things can put you in a depression because people don't understand a divorce is like a death.
It's like right.
You have to mourn.
You just
that
ended something.
relationship.
Yes.
You mourning something that you've been used to for some. Think about people that have been married for 50 years.
That's a long time.
And then they get a divorce. That's all you knew. Everything you did was together with that person. Now you got to learn how to relive
by yourself.
And
then trying to focus on the next date and the next. That's a lot.
And still deal with
everyday life.
Yep.
People don't understand that.
I think especially for our people, a lot of people don't take anxiety and depression seriously.
We don't.
I think we really do need to tap into that. And I think we need to take off the stigma that it's a gender situation. It is for male and women.
That it's something wrong with you.
And it's okay with being right. You're not crazy. It's okay.
That if you feeling something, knowing what you feeling and being able to process it is the only way you're gonna heal.
Learning that trick.
Putting all this stuff inside and bottling up all these feelings and not being able to process them, you drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
You don't have nobody to talk to. Write it down.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to yourself. Write it down. Go back and read it. And I guarantee you, when you go back and read it, you're gonna be like, oh baby.
I had a family member today. We were talking. I know we run out of time, but she was just talking. She was like, I keep doing this and I keep doing this. Stop doing it.
Write it.
You are driving your mind crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, just stop doing it. We really be putting a burden on ourselves.
I told you at the beginning.
We do it. Yes, we do it to ourselves.
Depression and anxiety is both all.
It controls a lot of what you can't take over.
Yes, it's yourself.
Yes,
but
it's all within.
It is. It is all within. Thank y'all for listening to us and tuning in. But for closing, please take anxiety and depression seriously.
Yes.
Stop judging.
Please.
And stop assuming, because you just really never know what someone else is going through. Check on your people.
Check on
yourself.
On people who always there for everybody.
Check on your strong friends.
Yes,
that's what they said.
Strong friends.
It's really it's a hard situation. I am I'm an advocate for, because
Like
I'm
you
dealing
said,
with
a
it now.
text go a long
Yeah.
way. Just
It
say,
does.
"Hey, girl, I was
It
just thinking
does.
about you. Just sending you a hug."
Mhm.
It go a long
and try
way.
to be better for yourself and be softer on
you.
yourself for yourself,
Everything
because
I'm doing
everything
is
you
for
do
me.
is for
Yes,
yourself.
It's
at
for
check
this
on
me.
point.
yourself first.
Do your
It's
keep
for me.
yes, put yourself first.
Thank
That's
y'all
your
for listening to us.
We podcast on Wednesday.
We podcast
It's not.
on
It's not that
Wednesdays.
easy. It's not. It's
It's
not
not.
that easy.
It's not that easy.
It's a hard. It's most definitely a hard thing, and sometimes medication. Some people have to go to it.
Some people do.
It's
it's medication
okay.
for both.
But what I got from a
It's
doctor is
okay.
please check your levels first. Check your levels. Get your
check
blood
your
work checked.
levels.
Because a lot of
Yes,
times
get
we're
your
deficient
blood-
in a lot of things that could be making this happen.
Yes.
So
Yep.
check on your levels. Check on
Calcium
yourself.
deficiency,
Iron.
And check on you, y'all.
vitamin D deficiency, all that plays a part
Yeah.
in all of that. Get your vitamins.
Be good to yourselves.
Drink your
Yes.
water.
Exercise.
And
Therapy.
say their prayers up.
Prayers
Most
first.
definitely.
Thanks for tuning
We'll
in with
see
us,
y'all
y'all.
next week.
See y'all
See y'all
later.
next week.
That went kind of